Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town Board voting/work session meeting of Wednesday, August 10th, 2016. This time I'm going to ask Councilman Lupinacci to lead us in the pledge.
Please all rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Okay, and again, good evening, everyone. Let the record reflect that all Town Board members are present with the exception of the supervisor and Councilman Schneider, who are both on vacation. With us today is Ann Spofford, Town Clerk, and Counsel Greg Fulchetti. We're going to start with the Town Board voting meeting. Number one, this is a tabled resolution to consider motion to enact local law number 3, chapter 44, parades, events, and street closings.
I make a motion to remove this resolution from table or untable it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye. Or second.
All right, and
I will now make a motion to enact this proposed local law, law number 3 of 2016, chapter 44, as pre-filed with the town clerk.
do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Offered by Councilman Lupinacci, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye. And for the sake of public, this is a local law which we had a public hearing back in January of 2016 with regard to establishing parade routes for parades, events, and street closings. There'll be applications made to the police department, and one of the contentions at the time was about a fee schedule. The fee schedule on this is 0. So the town board, this town board, future town boards will resolve and set a fee schedule for this at the beginning of every year, but there is no fee involved with this. All right? Next is the acceptance of town board minutes for July 13, 2016.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next is the resolution authorizing budget revisions, modifications for May and June 2016. This is number 3. Whereas Senior Account Clerk Michelle Talafrancia has reviewed the 2016 year-to-date budget modifications revisions for the period of May 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2016 with the Town Board, which are deleted which are detailed and explain the attached budget revision schedule identified as 2016-3. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes and ratifies the 2016 year-to-date budget modifications/revisions for the period of May 1, 2016 through June 30, 2016, as itemized on Schedule 2016-3, which is attached here to, incorporated herein, and made part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, offered by myself, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call, please.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye. Next is number 4. This is an authorization, this is a resolution authorizing the distribution of the Lake Mahopac Park District newsletter. Councilman Lupinacci, would you read that, please?
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as the commissioners of the Lake Mahopac Park District, hereby authorizes the mailing to all properties within the district of the annual newsletter prepared by Lake Mahopac Park District Committee, and that the cost thereof be charged as a district expense. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, offered by Councilman Lupinacci, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call, please.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye. Okay, that passes 3-0. Next, resolution number 5. This is a resolution authorizing acceptance of proposed proposal for appraisal services, and Councilwoman McDonough, would you read that, please?
Sure. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has been advised by Town Assessor Glenn Drosy that professional appraisal services will be required in the defense of 2 tax certiorari proceedings currently pending in Supreme Court, Putnam County, specifically the matters of Centennial Golf Club versus the Town of Carmel and Mahopac Golf Club versus the Town of Carmel. And whereas the Town Assessor Glenn Drosy has procured proposals from various professional real property appraisal services and has recommended acceptance of the proposals submitted by Sterling Appraisals, Eastchester, New York, dated April 25th, 2016, and July 6th, 2016, respectively. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, in accordance with the recommendation of the Town Assessor, hereby accepts the reference proposals of Sterling Appraisals to prepare appraisals for each certiorari matter referenced herein at a cost to the Town of Carmel not to exceed $2,750 for the Centennial Golf Club versus Town of Carmel proceeding, and not to exceed $5,500 for the Mahopac Golf Club versus Town of Carmel proceeding. And be it further resolved, the Town Comptroller Marion Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all budget transfers or modifications necessary to fund the services authorized herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Okay, do I have a second?
Make a motion to table?
You don't have a second on the motion. You want to make a motion to table?
I'll make a motion to table this till the next voting meeting.
Okay, I have, sorry?
Second on that motion?
Yeah. Do we have a second on the table? I'll move to second to table it. And we'll have this on for, Greg, the next,
Just roll call vote the,
oh, I'm sorry, roll call vote as to the tabling.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
And Councilman Lombardi?
Aye. All right, we'll put this one on for 8:24 and 8:17. Okay. Okay, that concludes the voting meeting portion of the meeting. Before I get to that, I just wanted to introduce, we have a scout with us, Star Scout from Troop 271, Logan Drencalo, who's working on his citizenship in the community and other badges. Why don't you stand up? So we've had many scouts come here. You can sit down, sit down. We've had many scouts come and work on their badges here, so anything that we can do to help you, please let us know. What we're going to do is, so you have proof that you were here tonight, we wanted to try and put you on camera, but it didn't work out. So what we'll do is, we're going to have,
Can he sit up here if he wants to?
oh yeah, come here.
Do you want to sit up here with us
Take notes?
during this work
Want to take notes
session?
up here? Sit next to Ann.
Yeah.
Ann is
Mom
leaving
thinks
it.
it's a great idea.
This way you're on TV.
That's true.
This
Now
way
you have proof.
they can prove that
Text
you were
home.
here.
Text home and tell them to start DVRing
We actually had
$24.95.
You know, we've done this before, so you can take, other kids of scouts have come, you can just take your notes from the table there. And if you have any questions, let us all
Can you write your
know.
last name?
All right? What's that?
Wonderful.
Now we don't need to table that one anymore.
There you go.
Very good.
All right, at this time, we have a portion of the meeting, public comment, 3 minutes on agenda items only for the voting meeting, part of the meeting. Are there any questions?
Before we get public meeting, I'd like to make a motion to close that meeting, the voting meeting. Since there's no comment.
Oh,
We
okay.
have to close it and then open up the work session.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, there being no comments, may need a motion to open the work session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Ann.
Good night.
All right, we have somebody taking your spot tonight.
Thanks, Ann.
All right, Logan, you got to take notes for us. All right. The first item on the work session is the review of town board minutes of July 27th, 2016. Anyone have any issues with that? All right, there being none. Next is, Ann, can we get Mike Carnazin? Yeah, for the next one.
Yeah, you know what? You need Rich. more than Mike.
Oh, okay.
Because he's got a bunch
Rich.
coming up.
Okay,
so
yeah, that's
I
fine.
can handle Mike's if you want. It's up to you.
All right, this is,
You want to do Glenn's thing? Because he's not coming for that.
all
Before
right, we'll
Mike
move
comes
to number 3. Number 3 is Glenn Drosy, Town Assessor. Consider request to attend conference September 28th to the 21st, 2016. This conference is being held, New York State Assessors Association. Sunday, it's being held in Lake George, New York. The total cost of this is going to be reimbursed to us by New York State for the entire amount. All right, so any questions with that? Greg, we'll put that on for the next meeting?
Yep.
All right. The next, number 4, consider request to waive the 30-day notice requirement of Section 64 of the New York State ABC law with respect to a liquor license for 944 Route Corporation, doing business as La Familia Feliz. All right, this is something that we normally do. We check with the police department. This, I believe, is a new application, Greg, correct?
It is. The
Okay.
renewals don't
So
require
then there's
the notice
no-
waiver, so.
There's no issues here. And this will go on for next week's meeting.
Correct.
All right, back to number 2. Mike, do you want to, this is Mike Carnazza, Building and Code Enforcer, consider request to correct violations per section 114-15 of the Town Code for tax map number 65.11-2-37. Mike, you want to just give us a little history?
Yeah, we got a bunch of complaints on this property. We've been trying to contact the owner. It's what I believe is in between the foreclosure process. The owner's not there, the bank didn't take it yet, so it's getting to the point where it's a safety hazard when you're pulling out of Lacona onto Sheer Hill. Grass is very tall, you can't really see in some cars, so we're getting a lot of complaints on it now.
Okay. So what
Dennis made attempts to contact the people, and it's just not working.
So what corrective measures are we going to be seeking to have someone correct?
Just to clean up, just mow, knock it down, get it respectable, and that's it.
Okay.
Not a perfect landscape job.
All right, and this is pursuant to town code that we had passed last year?
Nope, this is the old property maintenance code.
Oh, property maintenance code. Okay,
That covers that one.
all right. All right, any questions on that one?
No? Thanks, Mike.
You're authorizing me to seek bids, correct? Is that what it will be at the next meeting?
Proposals.
Proposals.
You're authorized, yeah,
On the
for you to
corner.
get proposals for the work.
Good.
Unless you tell me it's a lot more than I think. Unless you tell me it's a lot of, unless you tell me it's $30,000, $35,000
All right, next is
$1,000.
1, 2, 3, 4. Rich, I think the rest of them are yours. Get comfortable.
I will.
All right, next is number 5, Rich Franzetti, Town Engineer. Consider emergency purchase and installation of turbine pumps for Carmel Water District Number 8.
Good evening. B&J, the operators of the Carmel Water District 8, advise the engineering department that the 25 horsepower main turbine pump for the plant had seized and no longer functions. The water plant is currently operating on a single pump until a replacement is installed. This is considered the need for the main turbine pump in emergency situation and warranting immediate purchase and installation. We authorize B&J to purchase the equipment and to install said pump. The labor cost for the installation is $2,900, and the pump costs $23,930, for the total cost of work of $26,830. The plant serves water districts 1, 8, 10, and 13, and the cost must be allocated to each of these districts. We've done the cost allocation based on the district, or the flow that is provided to each district. So therefore, the cost distribution would be for Carmel Water District 1, $2,468.36. Carmel Water District 8, $15,695.55. Carmel Water District 10, $5,231.85. And Carmel Water District 13, $3,434.24. We've advised the controller of this expenditure, and we were told that there are sufficient funds in all the water district budgets to cover this. This is really being presented to the board for informational purposes. No action is needed, as it was an emergency purchase.
Okay, so just to reiterate, the cost of this is going to be divided between Water Districts 1, 8, 10, and 13. Their proportionate share, Rich?
Yes, sir.
All right, and it was an emergency, and it falls under, Greg, the procurement, outside of the procurement policy because it was an emergency?
Exemption from the procurement policy. So I'll do a resolution
Yeah.
just reflecting it.
As
and
an
that
emergency.
it was classified as an emergency, so the procurement wasn't adhered to, but that there's an authorization on file for the actual expenditure.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for Rich on number 5?
How old was the, do you know
I was just
approximately how
18
old?
year, that's what I was just going to
18
say.
years?
You should mention also that the
The
pump
light- the-
that seized was 18 years old.
Correct.
And
I
life
did- I-
expectancy, I think, is 15.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, I was just reading that because I was interested in finding that too. And then, Rich, you guys are going to put, I know you have a spreadsheet going of the equipment that we purchase.
Correct.
Moving forward, this will be on it, so eventually, in the years to come, we're going to have a nice Excel sheet or something to say, so we can plan for the future, and so these emergencies don't have to happen. We can say, hey, listen, in 10 years, this pump is 10 years old, we have to think about putting money away.
Correct. We have that that is
Yep.
developed, and we are using it.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay.
All right, any other questions on 5? Move on to number 6. This is consider acceptance for proposal for the purchase and installations of surveillance systems for Carmel Water District number 8.
B&J, the operators of Carmel Water District 8, the water treatment plant, has requested the attached proposal from Commercial Instruments and Alarm Systems, CIA, for the installation of a video surveillance system at the water treatment plant. A copy of the proposal was attached to the memo provided to the board. The reason for the installation of the security system is due to increased vandalism at the site. The system includes an 8-channel network video recorder, 4 high-definition cameras, a monitor, surge protection, interruptible power supply, all wiring and cables, an intrusion system with 10 zones, lock boxes, control panels, command center, and motion detectors. The cost for the installation of the equipment is $9,254.78, with a radio monitoring fee of $40.50 a month. Due to the technical nature of this work and the classified confidential nature of the information, the work can be considered a professional service. In addition, CIA currently provides security alarms service in multiple town locations. We recommend that the project be given to CIA. There are sufficient funds in the various budgets to have this system installed. And somehow, I don't see it on my memo, but there wasn't a distribution of how that was going to go to the various water districts. And it should be in my email. I apologize for not having that in my memo. I can provide that to the board. I did not provide it the breakdown like I did on the last one, but it would be that same breakdown of the percentages based on flows for water districts 1, 8, 10, and 13.
All right, so one of the reasons, obviously, for the installation of security systems is unfortunately due to an increase in vandalism at the site, Rich? And that's
Yes,
the
there's
reason
been breakages of the fencing and the perimeter of the site. And so Joe has been constantly calling us. We've had to do multiple repairs on it, and it would be nice to have a system there to monitor what's going on.
for it. Okay.
Now,
And if you
Rich,
could just, I'm sorry,
Oh,
Susan.
go ahead. I was just going to ask, is this going to the police department, to you? Like, who gets this information?
The information will be recorded on a DVR. The DVR will have a 30-day recording cycle where it will be overrun over time. It will be rewritten or overwritten as time goes on. It will be under a lockbox with 2 levels of security. Only the police would have the key to, or access to get into it, and/or whoever we determine. CIA definitely has the access to get in, and if we determine somebody here in Town Hall to have that, particularly the supervisor and the police department. So the DVR and any video would be able to be witnessed only under the supervision of a police officer, or the police department, I should say.
Okay.
So it's not being directly piped to the police department. That's due to cost constraints. The bandwidth needed to actually send video from one place and have it received here is about $1,500 a month just to have that on either end. So it would be $3,000 a month to have a video that would have to be watched 24/7 when you can have a DVR that does it for you automatically. And
Right.
CIA is going to do the monitoring of any kind of intrusion. So if a door gets broken into and/or the DVR system under a lockbox gets broken into, an alarm will go off for CIA and have the police go over there. So it has levels of control so that none of us or anybody in this room theoretically can go in there and look at it. And if we wanted to go look at it and tried to open the lockbox without having the right key, an alarm would go off and CIA would be notified and then get the police in contact with us.
Okay.
Rich, just if you could supplement your email to us tomorrow for the distribution of those, the 4.
I will do that. I'll update it based on the cost breakdown. I do apologize. I had it done. It was in the spreadsheet. I provided the controller.
I think it's,
Just make it funny.
he did.
I had it on there.
That was good. That was good, Bob.
I think it was an email from Donna. To Donna, from Rich with the cost breakdown.
I'll update the memo
All right,
accordingly.
please.
It's
Thank
just easier that way.
You got it. Any other questions, John? All right, number 7. Rich, this is considered change order number 1 to Apple Maintenance Cleaning Service. All right, and just, you want to take this through?
So as the board is aware, in April of this year, Apple Maintenance Services commenced cleaning services in the town hall and the police department. After approximately 3 months of service, the department, along with the supervisor's office, had a chance to evaluate Apple's performance. Apple is performing adequately, and the town facilities cleanliness has improved. However, after discussions with Apple, we determined that some of the task frequencies identified in the original specs are excessive, while some tasks which are commonly performed in the cleaning industry were not identified at all. We've developed, along with discussions with Apple, a no-cost change order which provides modifications in the task frequencies for additional services to be provided by the contractor, and we recommend that the board approve that change order.
Yeah, I liked in bold, no
No
cost.
cost. That was put in for you.
Yeah, I know.
I did actually put that in there for you, Councilwoman
Yes.
McDonough.
Yeah.
All right, so-
I have to say, I think that they're doing a wonderful job. I've come in here multiple times, and I really think they're doing a great job
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, no, they have. And this is just a case of kind of going through the little learning curve as to what needed to be done
Correct.
more, what needed to be done less, et cetera, et cetera. So, all right, so, again, no cost in the change. And that's it. John, any questions?
Yeah.
Suzie, anything else?
Just wait 1 second. Rich, with the bathrooms, I see that they're going to machine scrub the bottom, the bathroom floors with the disinfectant cleaner on a monthly basis, but do they wash them down? Like,
I know that they mop them down and they do wash the sinks and the
Walls, I-
bowls.
and-
Correct.
okay, okay. I just want to make sure that the bathroom floor is not washed just once a month.
No, it's done, they do
It's
mop
done
it.
really good once a month with the machine. Okay. Yep, good.
All right. Move on to number 8. This is, Rich, consider acceptance proposal for the purchase and installation of security cameras at Lake Cassie Park District Clubhouse.
There are members of the Lake Cassie District here. Terry is here. He is the Lake Cassie Park District manager, is that what we're calling you? And Bill Sicleri. So the Lake Cassie Park District solicited a proposal from Commercial Instruments and Alarm Systems, CIA, to install video surveillance and intrusion system at the Lake Cassie Clubhouse. A copy of the CIA proposal is attached. This system includes a 16-channel video recorder, 6 high-dome definition cameras, a monitor, surge protection, interruptible power supply, all wires and cables, intrusion system, 2 magnetic contact switches, and a DVR lockbox. The cost of this installation and equipment is $9,766.44, with a radio monitoring fee of $40.50 a month. Again, due to the technical nature of this work and the classified confidential nature of the information, the work can be considered a professional service. In addition, CIA currently provides a security alarm and services at multiple town locations, and therefore we recommend that the project be awarded to CIA. There are sufficient funds in the Lake Cassie budget to have the system installed, and we recommend that the board, act on this to move forward. They've been waiting a very long time to have these cameras installed.
Do you guys want to come up and add anything? Yeah? These are not going to be live streamed, right? Is this live streamed?
This will be the same exact setup we have at Carmel
DVR.
Water District 8.
Gotcha.
Same exact system as Carmel Water District 8, under a lockbox. The people who operate or go to Lake Cassidy will not be able to access it. If they do tamper with it, there will be an alarm that goes off, and it will be sent to CIA, and police will be called in. So it's the same system.
Okay.
So it has layers of security within the security itself.
Right. All right. You guys reviewed this with regard to the system? That's what the one that you guys had selected, right? Okay.
You guys didn't need motion detectors? I was just comparing the two, that's all, what was on one and not the other. Okay. Yep. Okay, perfect. Rich, let me ask you something. Since, if we're going to be awarding CIA with both of these, is this a deal that they're giving us, like, a discount at all? Like, if we go with two? Like, can you just ask them? if they
I will
need a
ask them the question.
discount?
I have worked with them, and I've negotiated prices with them to try to lower them a little bit. Actually, every time I speak to them, the price goes up because I'm adding levels of security to it, so I'm afraid to go back to them.
Don't add, all right, don't add any levels
No,
of
but-
security. Just ask them, since
but
we're
there
doing
was
two of them, if they can.
Right, and it was important. I did go back and ask them to lower the price, and the price did go up, and these gentlemen can attest to it. But the fact of the matter is, we got additional services out of it. So it wasn't that they just raised the price because I called them. They added layers of security that I felt that the board wanted to see with regards to protecting the DVRs, making sure that nobody can access them when they should not be accessing them. So just having a DVR sitting out in the middle of a room, that would be unacceptable, because then anybody can
Right.
either erase it, watch it, or we have security levels on
Yeah,
it, so.
yeah,
I will go back and ask them the question, though.
yeah. I mean, just since we've, yeah, all right.
All right. Anything else? Don't add anything. Don't come back more. It's got to come back
I was
less.
saying, maybe don't call them.
Or just stay the same.
Or the same
All
or
right,
less.
You got it.
All right, number 9, Rich, this is consider request to attend a conference, Southeast Storm Water Conference, October 19th at Duchess Manor, with a cost of $125.
So this is a conference, as Councilman Lombardi just mentioned, Southeast New York Stormwater Conference, sponsored by the Lower Hudson Coalition of Conservation Districts. It's on October 19th at Duchess Manor. It's a focus on stormwater management and will address topics related to green infrastructure design, retrofits, and phosphorus load reduction strategies, which are important to know for the town of Carmel and our MS4 requirements. It's a one-day seminar at $125. There are sufficient funds in the engineering budget to cover this expense.
Okay.
Okay.
I will be out of the office that day to attend said seminar, too.
Okay. Greg will put on for next week? All right. So that's the engineer. Rich, we have someone who's going to ask you some questions afterwards. He's going to interview, no, seriously, he has some questions. Since you had the majority of the agenda, I told him he can interview you.
Okay, does he need to speak to me now, Councilman? Because I just have
No,
to
go,
make sure
go.
I have to
Yeah, go ahead.
do one more thing on planning board and then come back over.
All right,
I'll be
but
right
when he,
back.
when he calls, you have to, run over.
He's going to ask tough questions.
I'll leave my information here. I'll leave everything there.
Very good. All right. That concludes the work session items for this evening. At this time, we have public comment on work session items only, 3 minutes for, 3 minutes per speaker on work session items. There being none, we'll move to the open forum portion of the meeting. Public comment related on Newtown business, 3 minutes per speaker. Town residents, property owners, business owners. Anyone? Okay. Announcements, we have a few announcements this evening. Susie, would you want to read that one, the fun one
Sure.
first?
Yep. The Town of Carmel 2016 Sunset Concert Series is wrapping up. There will be one tomorrow evening, August 11th. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's at the Mahopac Chamber Park, and it's going to be the Mighty Conquerors, which is reggae. And I believe, I'm not sure which one it was rained out. So I believe that there's also going to be one the following Thursday, which is August 18th. So tomorrow night, come there, it's free, bring your blankets and chairs, and listen to some reggae under the stars. Okay, and there's a notice of vacancy. The Town Board of the Town of Carmel is looking for interested and qualified persons to fill a vacancy on the Environmental Conservation Board. Please submit a letter of interest and resume to Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt here at Carmel Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, or you can fax it at 845-628-6836. It does need to be submitted by August 26th. I was going to say.
I have a notice to curtail non-essential water use, water districts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, and 14. Councilman Lombardi is going to read something on Water District 12 after this announcement. So, we have been advised by our contract operator, Severn Trent Environmental Service and B&J Plumbing and Heating, that current water use in the above captioned districts are overtaxing the wells and the lakes which supply water to the districts. In addition, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has issued a statewide drought watch. We therefore request your volunteer cooperation to curtail any and all non-essential water usage to the maximum extent possible, including the followings. Please make repairs to any leaking plumbing fixtures, i.e. valves, toilets, faucets, etc. Eliminate washing of motor vehicles, structures, driveways, etc. Reduce irrigation of lawns and gardens. Check automatic sprinkler systems for leak. Automatic sprinkler systems should operate at night at off-peak hours, that's 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., and should not be set for long periods of time. Filling of pools should also be done at off-peak hours, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., and over a several-day period. If you notice any excessive wet, damp, or muddy spots in your yard or thicker grass areas, please immediately advise the water operator or the town engineer office, as this may indicate a leak in the service line. If water usage continues to remain high, it may become necessary to impose a mandatory restriction in order to protect the viability of the water supply source. Thank you for your cooperation. If you have any questions, please call the Town of Carmel Engineering Department at 845-628-1500. Please, I mentioned this last time I read this, please do not call them if grass is greener over a septic system, but if you know where your inlet is on town water supply, from that inlet, that faucet or valve to the building, that's what they're talking about. But grass is always greener, even in a drought, over a septic system. So.
Okay, and the last announcement, this is Town of Carmel resolution declaring a water emergency for Carmel Water District Number 12, which is the Agar Lane area. The first one that Councilman Lupinacci read was a notice to curtail non-essential water. This is actually a more serious water emergency in Water District Number 12. The Town of Carmel Town Board has adopted resolution declaring water emergency pursuant to Section 151-22 of the Town Code. The restrictions were put in place at the recommendation of Town Engineer Richard Franzetti, as well as Severn Trent Environmental Services, the operator for Carmel Water District Number 12. These restrictions take place immediately from this day forward until further notice. The following activities are prohibited: the washing of motor vehicles except for windshields, mirrors, and the like, the cleaning or washing of the outside of buildings or other structures by use of water or steam, the bleeding of supply lines for the purpose of maintaining a constant flow to prevent freezing, the flooding of outdoor skate rinks, the operation of swimming pools, portable and otherwise, except swimming pools designated and used exclusively for medical treatment, the use of automated plumbing flush fixtures or apparatus, the maintenance of constant flow from shower or similar apparatus, the use of hose, spout, or similar pressure bathing apparatus, and the maintenance of constant flow from shower or similar apparatus, the new installation of refrigeration and/or air conditioning equipment requiring the use of water, the watering of lawn and private gardens, and the operation of ornamental pools, ponds, pools, and fountains. Be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to publish this resolution in the official newspaper of the town and to post said resolution in the official bulletin board of the town by order of the town board and Spofford clerk. So this is a more restrictive, and there will be, unfortunately, there will be fines levied. Rich, I think one was already levied, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
All right, so hopefully with the little bit of rain that we get for the next few days, that might help, but we'll keep everybody informed. And I think, Rich, there's signs posted in the district as well?
Yes, there are.
Okay, and Bob, you're going to help us out, and I think if you probably posted, you noticed this already, right? Yeah, I thought it was. Okay, all right. Okay.
The only other announcement to segue on both of those, even though the town does not own all of the water districts, there are other water districts privately owned. We are in a drought, as you heard me read, that New York State Environmental Conservation enacted a drought watch. Please be considerate to your neighbors if you have your own well and/or if you are in a private water district. We're all in this together. We are in a drought watch, so the less water that you, non-essential water that you use would be appreciative to all of your neighbors. So we're all in it together, so thank you.
All right. That concludes the meeting. We have one executive session item with the assessor consultant to update us on the vision contract. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. All right, and we will be here next Wednesday, the 17th, for a voting meeting, and we will see everyone then. What's that?
Public comment?
We had that announcement. We had the announcement for the public comment.
It's before we read our announcements. He said anyone has an open business item.
So I thought at the end of the meeting was public comment, that's what.
We did that, we did that.
But now it's the end of the meeting.
Well,
Is there time for public comment?
I could,
I don't care. Just
All right,
so
yeah,
you
so
know.
here's- all right, so here's
Yeah,
the-
I don't care, we'll certainly hear, but I just want to let you know, the way that it goes is
so,
we.
let me just,
Go ahead.
Suzie, I'm sorry. I'm
No, go
sorry.
ahead.
No, no,
You-
please.
you-
I was
no,
just
no,
going to
no.
say there's the agenda. It's
Yeah,
on the agenda.
yeah.
On the agenda, you basically have public comments, 3 minutes for agenda items only, and then the board can comment. Then you have an open forum. Public comments to the new town-related business, 3 minutes only per speaker, and the speaker has to be a resident property owner or business owner. And then we go into the town board comments and announcements. That's what we did, and then we adjourned. But if we didn't adjourn because we're going to go into executive session, so if we want to
Yeah, I mean,
switch it
if
around in
somebody
order,
had-
that's fine.
I know you guys were outside, maybe you didn't hear what was going on, that's okay. There was no other comment, but if somebody had a comment they wanted to make,
Fire?
Being recorded, because he may have stopped.
Oh,
oh yeah, hold on one second.
All right, well, you got the button
Yeah.
there?
Is this still being recorded? Yes, you are. All right, great, thanks.
Being recorded.
All right, let's go back to the open forum portion of the meeting. This is public comment on new town-related business, limited to 3 minutes per speaker for town residents, property owners, and business owners only. And again, we do limit it to 3 minutes. So does anybody have a comment?
Hi, I'm Carl Albano. I'm here on behalf of the Lake Glen Ida Committee. They were formed over 30 years ago to address the low water flow of Lake Glen Ida. Due to deterioration of the canal, sluiceway stops that collapsed. At that time, 5 feet, 3 million gallons flowed out of into West Branch Reservoir. The stop shutters were rebuilt twice since then, once by the town of Carmel and once by New York DEP. As a result, the water level increased to the design flow of about 504 feet above sea level. Lake Lenita maintained close to that level until the extension of the water district known as 2A. In 2002, it was estimated that that 2A district would draw about 68,000 gallons per day. In April 2003, the Town Controller's Office gave data reflecting 102,000 gallons a day. In 10 years, that demand has grown over 310,000 gallons per day. According to the Town Controller data for District 2 extension, now accounts that extension accounts for 30 to 40% of the demand on Lake Lenita for water, and the watershed cannot constantly generate that amount. Some days they're exceeding 1 million gallons out of Lake Lenita now, and the lake probably brings in about 600,000 gallons. So, as you pointed out earlier with the water situation, it's a real problem. To augment the demand, the stop shut is routinely removed to allow West Branch to flow back into Lake Lenita. This year's been very dry and there's a little snowpack to supplement the lake. As a result, the stop shutters have been removed and the water's flowing back into the lake. If you were by there several weeks ago, the lake was down, 6, 7 feet. I mean, really, nobody's ever seen it that low. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're monitoring those shutters the way they should be. I know New York City came out and has some kind of monitoring system, but it's difficult to keep up on. There's days when things are just not flowing the way they should. At our meeting, the Lake Lenita Committee on July 11, 2016, all of these issues were discussed, and we reviewed the Fischetti report from October 2014. The town board was sent minutes of that meeting. We're here this evening to go on record with you that, as our water commissioners for Water District 2, that this needs attention. The supply, the filtration capacity to provide for the present demand and growth over the next 20 years needs to be looked at. There's definitely a real issue with supply, and we do have to explore something because there's a big problem ahead. It's very obvious. So just want to bring it to the attention. We appreciate you. And I apologize for not knowing the procedure.
No, that's okay. That's
We
okay.
had thought it was like at the end of the meeting, 8 o'clock.
No. We
Carl,
can have,
just so you know, this has been a concern of the town board, and we have had several meetings pertaining to this. And we are looking into solutions, and I don't know how, we're looking into the solutions, different solutions, because not only is it the water supply, but it's what the cost for you guys is. Over the next, 15 years, it was going up dramatically.
Right.
Millions. It's just going up too much, where you guys won't be able to afford the water. So that was a huge concern of ours, and we have been meeting on this probably the last,
The report's from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
The alternative sourcing report is from 14.
Well, a couple of things, like with New York City, if there's a monitoring device in place, it seems like it's not being paid attention to on New York City side or whoever it is that has to do
yeah,
it.
Rich can explain. We're looking at a long-term monetary alternative source
Right.
for it, because that's going to be long-term the best for you guys in the district.
Not,
Otherwise, because if you guys keep on taking the water from there,
right,
I mean, we have it somewhere as how much it's going to cost you guys.
very
And
prohibitive
it is insane,
leak.
insane.
Just as a layman's
Because the
suggestion,
city doesn't care. They raise, 100+%.
even though we give them back
They don't,
90% of the
even
water
cleaner,
filtered, we know that.
cleaner, yeah.
Just,
But Rich
just
may
one thought, when
wanna,
you look at the hospital, Vista on the Lake, and the condos, I would imagine in the past they did have wells. Maybe one consideration is to look at upgrading those wells and seeing if you can have them sustain that part of the district. You wouldn't need a filtration plant, and that may be a possible alternative.
Or at least supplement.
yeah, but that does not alleviate the cost that DEC, that the city plans on doing. We're looking at
You have
the
several
entire
factors.
picture.
It may
Yeah.
be time for litigation on that whole concept, because
We have.
their fees are supposed to be
We've
based on what it
litigated-
cost them, not what their costs are down in
We
New
have
York
litigated
City.
every single year.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yes, yeah. We're looking out for you guys, I promise. But I don't, did
just
you?
with regard to,
You don't
Rich,
need
did
me.
you want to address the issue of the monitoring of the lake?
DEP has not installed them yet. They are in the process of finalizing the installation of the monitoring. They monitor the West Branch Reservoir, but they have not put in the one for Glenida. It has something to do with the way they're using space on our tanks to be able to have radio signals sent. We're waiting to get them to give us that information. So you know, the technology isn't there yet. They haven't installed it. They're in the process of finalizing it, and they're also in the process of actually giving the town access to be able to look at the monitoring levels of both West Branch and Glen Ida. The problem is that the DEP has issues with sharing websites. So, you know, it's not that, the data may or may not be there. It's a matter of getting the DEP to actually give us the information and get it to a secure website. So it's something that's being worked on. If anybody here who has dealt with the New York City DEP knows that it doesn't happen as fast as you'd like it to. So we are in the process, and we will get it done as soon as the DEP warrants it to be done.
Is there anybody else who wants to speak?
Yeah, I'm Peter Gebhardt,
Just-
Chairman of the committee.
just-
I thank Carl for his report.
Just,
I'm Peter Gebhardt, I'm Chairman of the committee. I thank Carl for his report. Just one quick comment. In the Hamlet of Carmel, I know it's an issue, and for the Fulchetti report emphasized that we all read that report. At the present time, our concern is not the cost of the water. Our concern is that our lake is being depleted and the ecology of the lake is being destroyed. That's our basic concern right now. And I think that's a very important point that we like to make. We're not so concerned if we have to pay a few more bucks. We're concerned that our lake doesn't at all look like it looked 20 years ago. And that's all due to the extension of Water District 2A. And for sure, the Fulchetti report also details that our filtration plant is at complete capacity. And over the 20-year study that he did for that report, it says it's outmoded and outdated with a DE plant. So we have to think seriously as water commissioners and as advocates for the district, how we're going to plan to go forward to get an alternate water source. Now, we did copy you on our minutes of our meeting, and I hope you get a chance to review them, and we could meet at another time and to discuss alternatives. But right now, the cost of the water is not the main issue. It's the quality of our Hamlet Lake that's deteriorating rapidly. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Peter.
I just want to make sure that and also with the cost, when I was saying the cost, it was a dual thing. We looked at the cost as well as an ulterior, how to get the more water to you guys not using this lake water. So your concern was also addressed with it. It wasn't just the cost. I just wanted to make sure you knew. And I can promise you that if it was our lake, we would be able to help right away. Unfortunately, we're dealing with the city. So, but this is great, and I don't mind, meeting anytime with Mr. Fulchetti and, the engineering department.
Rich Franzetti. Rich.
The other Fulchetti. Oh, yeah, not the other Fulchetti, not Greg. Yeah.
This guy
Just
over
to
here.
to keep this in the limelight and to keep it moving. We have absolutely no problem with that.
Just to quickly add, Mr. Gebhardt and the Citizens Committee have met with the engineering department. Their concerns are valid and to a certain extent, but dismissing and poo-pooing, so to speak, as Mr. Gebhardt said, that their concern is not only about cost, is disingenuous on a grand scheme of things because they're not mutually exclusive. They are hand in hand together. I understand the water quality is important, but the cost, no matter what solution you come up with, somebody's going to have to pay for something somewhere. Just that has to be just kept in the forefront. It's about quality, but it's also about the money to get there. So that's. I don't want to lighten up what Mr. Gebhardt has said. What he says is important. However, the cost is also a driver behind all that.
Anyone else? All right, and we'll continue to monitor the situation with the lake. Rich, if you can monitor with regard to the levels, if the stop shutters have to be open, closed.
That's done on a regular basis, and thanks to Mr. Gebhardt, he does keep us informed when the lake levels are like that. He asks us to contact the DEP. He also contacts the DEP. So we are working together with that. I think they're all open now, right, Pete? Yes, they are. So the stop shutters are open, so water, if the West Branch Reservoir is higher right now, water will be flowing into Lake Glen Ida, which it is at the moment, but just not a lot. It's not a lot of water at the moment. That's also regulated by how the DEP controls their reservoir system. So if they're running their reservoir system down real low and our lake is low, there'll be no flow at all. When they were operated and it's higher, it's based on their dam elevation, water will flow back into Glen Ida. And there'll be times when we would be feeding them if our lake level was higher, and that has happened in the past, which is why the stop shutters are there, because when we're going into West Branch, we shut it down. We put the stop shutters in.
Okay.
Or we don't, the DEP does, but we request that the DEP does that.
Okay, anybody else? No, okay. This time I need a motion.
No, we already did that.
Oh, we ready?
Already did it.
All right, so we're ready, we'll go into executive session, all right. Need a motion to go into executive session,
Second.
Yep.
okay?
So
All those in
moved,
favor?
second.
Aye. We will be closing the meeting from inside, so we will see everybody next Wednesday evening for a work session meeting, okay? Have a great weekend.